kicking the habit that's pulling me down. I don't wanna be 85, saying, oh no, I think I missed it. I was chasing money. I don't wanna be 85, saying, oh no, I got a big house, but my heart is ugly. Can't take it with you, and your whip ain't gon' miss you. So wipe off that window and see the bigger picture now. I don't wanna be 85, saying, oh no, I think I missed it. I was chasing money. There is a dream that I'm sold. To get all you can before you get old. So I bought it all and took out a loan. But now that I'm here, got nothing to show. Break from my soul. I got a disease in his soul. Caught it so easy like a common cold. Tossing and turning around. Trying to sweat it all out. Kicking the habit that's pulling me down. I don't wanna be 85. Saying, oh no, I think I missed it. I was chasing money. I don't wanna be 85. Saying, oh no, I got a big house, but my heart is ugly. Can't take it with you, your whip ain't gon' miss you. So wipe off that window and see the bigger picture now. I don't wanna be 85. Saying, oh no, I think I missed it. I was chasing money. Oh no, I think I missed it. I was chasing money. I don't wanna be 85. Saying, oh no, I got a big house, but my heart is ugly. I don't wanna be 85. Oh no, I think I missed it. I was chasing money. I don't wanna be 85. Saying, oh no, I got a big house, but my heart is ugly.
All right, you guys are going to get started here. Do me a quick favor and leave us some love in the comments. Let us know how your day went. Let us know what you read today for personal development. And I want to know what workout you did today. Go ahead and blow up the comments so we can make sure everything is working properly and everybody is ready to learn, because tonight's topic is so super important. I'm super excited to be here, you guys. Thursday night, every Thursday night, we are bringing you guys a super relatable topic. Some nights you've had some Thursdays you've had a long day. Sometimes the kids don't go to bed perfectly. Sometimes you've got a lot on your plate, but this is such an important constant in your business to really, truly grow and really, truly learn how to elevate your business, how to make a bigger impact, and really how to eliminate some of those possible frustrations that can come when building a business. As you guys are blowing up the chat box with your personal development and what workout you did today, I know this is a little bit cheesy, but I really want to read something to you, and I will link it in a little bit. But I found this article a little while ago, and I was just looking for some encouragement on just entrepreneurship. And I found this article that talks about the 4 mantras of successful entrepreneurs. And so I'm not sure who this person is, but this guy's been an entrepreneur for a very long time. And he just kind of says, entrepreneurs who make it beyond their first lean and mean years learn to let the rewards of freedom trump the anxiety of what if I fail? What if I fail? Everybody feels that way. So if you're a new coach tonight and you're like, I'm just learning, it's kind of overwhelming. There's a lot on my plate. There's a lot that I feel like I don't know. I'm sort of getting a lot of no's from people. Trust me when I say we all start there. Trust me when I say that fear of failing, of not being successful, that is something that virtually everybody has to move beyond and grow through. So I really want to read just a couple things to you guys. So if you can help me by taking a deep breath, centering yourself and kind of getting your mind ready to learn and absorb, I think this could help. So if you need to close your eyes, close your eyes. If you need to put your phone on airplane mode, do that. But just listen for just a couple minutes, and then I'm going to tune in to Nicolette, and she's going to take it away. Okay, so let me sift through this, and I'm going to read to you guys because I thought it was super powerful. Okay, so successful entrepreneurs, they acquire a devotion to the rhythm of riding their vision, unshackled from the slavery of following a conventional schedule. In the past 30 years, this person has been an entrepreneur and has been asked hundreds and hundreds of times how to thrive and not just survive, how to be your own boss. And so he kind of sort of summarized some of his experience, and he says, a quote that meant a lot to him was, running a successful business is a lot like losing weight. The principles are very simple, but the practice is difficult. And so these are his 4 principles for being a successful entrepreneur. Create a masterpiece daily. Since every day as an entrepreneur is a day that you invent, make it a masterpiece. No one cared that Michelangelo painted the Sistine Chapel ceiling for 4 years in such an awkward position that it permanently damaged his health. We simply marvel at the result. Likewise, no one cares about the depth of your inbox, about the fear that you have and the meetings that you have to attend. Only concrete results matter. Tireless effort is just the stuff that you do to get there. Masterpiece creators do not act as if they are passengers on some cruise ship transporting them to retirement. They assume responsibility for their own destiny, never hiding. So embrace the struggle and embrace the growth. Be a joy carrier to those that you serve. Successful entrepreneurs are joy carriers, bringing a bold spirit to all that they influence. And this is something that you all learn. We all learn this boldness, this courage. They think positively, they assume success, and they work with a clear vision of what they want to be, not what just they have to do. So it's the vision is bigger. Spirit is not inherited, acquired, or borrowed. One chooses spirit, much like you choose to introduce yourself to a stranger. So you opt for being upbeat. You opt for being positive and happier and healthier and far more successful. Great entrepreneurs are bold and courageous, and their spirit is contagious. And I'm saying that as an introvert. Assume complete accountability for results. Playing the blame game does not get you a get out of jail free card. Being late is a lack of commitment, regardless of the reason. Being unprepared sort of says that you don't care, despite the demons that you tousled the day before. Winners show up ready to perform and are only interested in efforts that yield a path to achievement. So that's what I'm talking about with this call. Be ready to absorb, be ready to learn, be ready to implement. That is what great entrepreneurs do. Even if you don't feel like you've created and cultivated that success yet, that mindset of you showing up, being ready for results will make all the difference. And then the last one is be both a doer and a marketer. Successful entrepreneurs are both driven and promoters. This means that they don't just focus on their product, service, or solution. They also market their work. Market, you guys. They also influence people. They also share their life, right? So great work deserves a spotlight. Successful entrepreneurs ensure the focus that enables the marketplace to be influenced. So that means you share the rest. It's not just fitness. It's not just product. It's not just on demand. It is sharing your life so that they will listen to you when you talk about a product that you love. Does that make sense, you guys? It can be so hard. It can be so frustrating at times. But this business is such a blessing. And this business greatly depends on your ability to learn how to reach more people. I get this question all the time. Maybe a coach is talking to me saying how excited they are about their business, but they're wondering why so-and-so is doing better than they are, right? Or achieving more than they are. 9 times out of 10, you know what the answer is? 9 times out of 10, the person who is achieving more is reaching more people. 9 times out of 10, it's their audience, it's their influence. So they are talking to more people, or they are in front of more people, or they are they're just willing to genuinely connect with more people. It's usually the audience size. It's usually the market size. And so tonight we're talking about 10 tips on market expansion. And you guys, I wanted to talk about this early on because this is something that a lot of coaches put off for longer than they need to. I think sometimes we create this big mountain around market expansion, thinking it's this big complicated thing, and it truly doesn't have to be. So my goal is to help all of our newer coaches to learn about this concept early on so that you can really sort of navigate this part of the business early, because it doesn't have to be this big intimidating piece. It can be something that you just work through and you grow through and you try different things. Nicolette has prepared an amazing, amazing training tonight. So I want you to be in the right mindset. I want you to be a student tonight. I want you to, and I'm doing the same thing. I want us to wipe our minds clear of everything we think we know or everything we think we've tried in the past. And I want us to all show up ready to receive. Okay, Nicolette is a 7-star diamond coach. She's an organizational leader on the leadership ladder. She's a 2-time elite coach. In 2018, she was in the top 20 in the entire network. She has been in Success Club 10 and usually much above Success Club 10 for 44 months consecutively. 44 months straight, you guys. So she is a constant leader in many, many ways, not just within her team, but within Dynasty United, as well as just on her social media. You see her showing up consistently. You'll see her presenting tonight, and I won't give away the secret, Nicolette, but you'll see where she's presenting tonight, and you will say to yourself, okay, this makes sense. This person is committed. I see why she is successful. I see why she is developing such an amazing, powerful, strong team is because she's willing to do things even when it might be a little awkward or uncomfortable. So now that you guys are all on the edge of your seats, Nicolette, I'm going to bring you up and I'm going to let myself go down, and I've got my notepad. I just have to say again, thank you so much for being willing to come on the call. Ta-da! Nicolette's presentation space. You're so awesome. You're so awesome. Okay, I'm going to minimize myself. Nicolette, thank you so much for hopping on. I'll get your slides ready and I'll let you take it away.
Okay, cool. Thank you so much. I am
so welcome
to share, you guys. So excited to be here. I'm in a closet. This is my workspace. This is where I have been doing power hours and where I've been sitting and trying to get in laser focused work for the past few weeks and for the next 5 weeks, because we're in the middle of moving. We're temporarily in a teeny tiny apartment with paper thin walls, and I have to hide in order to not bother my children. So here we are. Anyway, so I am so excited to share about this. Honestly, market expansion is something that's obviously really vital to your business. But for me, it's near and dear to my heart because, you know, I was always very introverted and never had very many friends. And when I signed up as a coach, a big part of my vision was seeing myself with these friends that I didn't have yet and doing all the things that I saw the coaches doing on their Success Club trips and at Summit and all this other stuff, and wanting to be a part of it and not even knowing who I was going to be doing it with, who I was going to be surrounded with. So I had to go find them. Okay. And that's market expansion. That's what you're doing. Yes, Javen. So, in my presentation, in the slides, you're going to see a lot of pictures of my team from recent retreats that we've been on. And it's not to be like, oh, look at us. It's our team pictures. Aren't they pretty? It's because literally these people I found by expanding my market. And I can't imagine a day going by where they're not somehow, some way in my life. And if I didn't work to expand my market, as a coach, if I didn't work my business and try to find these people, we wouldn't have each other. And that is just insane for me to even think about. Okay, so top 10 tips for market expansion. You know, all of us have fears and awkwardness about this. It's like, oh, okay, so we're gonna, obviously we can talk to people we know, we can share our enthusiasm, but then we have to like find people we don't know, you know, or we make excuses like, I live in a small town, so I can't be good at this business. One of the most amazing aspects that we have of this business is that we can reach anyone. We can find anyone in all of the United States, the United Kingdom, Canada, and continuing to expand. When should you start expanding? The day you sign up as a coach. Do not wait until you're like, man, I have no one else to talk to. Or, okay, I went through my list of 100 warm market people, so I guess I should start expanding my market. No, day one, you start expanding your market. It kills me when I see coaches, they come in so strong and they hit their Success Club goals in their first month. They earn paychecks, they get a fabulous group of people added to the challenge group, and maybe even they continue that pace for their first 3 months, earn that free ticket to Summit, get the Success Starter, and then their business fizzles because they never started building relationships with anyone else. They never started expanding their market, and they never had anyone else to talk to once their warm market ran out. And then their goals, their vision, their dream for a home fitness business and financial freedom all slip away because they felt a little weird about starting conversations on social media with people they didn't know yet in order to inspire and help those people. That's freaking shame. So don't do that. Okay. Is it awkward at first? Sure. Yeah. It's a little weird, but is it necessary? Yes. And does it get easier and become supernatural until you're just like, I am just expanding my market all day, every day? Yes, it will, but you have to start somewhere. Okay. Do not let market expansion be this scary, daunting thing. And don't let your mindset shift from the mission that we have, which is helping others. Okay, it's simple, it's easy, and it can be super fun when you really nail down your ideal customer and work hard to find that person. Okay, you're not hunting people to send them a cold invite. You're looking for like-minded individuals who can relate to you in order to help them get unstuck from their rut. Okay, there are a lot of seemingly happy people out there who are in a rut that you don't know about. Maybe even they don't realize they're in a rut, but they just feel frumpy and weird, and why can't I just be joyful? They're in a rut, okay? Even like on Instagram, the mom bloggers that you see that seem to have it all together, and you're like, well, I probably shouldn't even bother following that person or talking to that person. Everything's just perfect. I can guarantee that they would love some raw, real conversation with someone, and perhaps even a health and fitness program to plug into to release some energy. So never assume that anyone wouldn't be, interested in your friendship, and just continue expanding no matter what. Okay, so, oh yeah, of course, now my computer battery is going to go down. So our big purpose as coaches is obviously to share our story in order to motivate others to take positive action in their lives. Okay, so we post and we share on social media, but guess what? None of that, all that work that we put into sharing, getting results, proof of the product, it doesn't matter if nobody's watching. So we have to get people watching. If your brand and content is good enough, you're even going to get to the point where people will come to you soon enough, okay? But you have to start somewhere. And if you want to become an effective social media influencer, which we all have that potential, then you need eyes on you. So think about it like this. Having influence is not about elevating yourself. It's about lifting up others, okay? You guys, you're working to find people to lift up, encourage, and support. Social media has changed a lot. People used to get on social media just to connect with their little small circle of friends and family. But these days, people get on social media to discover new people, people they connect with beyond friends and family, people they can relate to, people who are a positive influence and motivating and encouraging, people who will educate, empower, and entertain through their posts. No longer are people going to big brand websites to see if some, product or tool will work for them. They're looking to see if normal, everyday, real people are using the product or tool and what those people think about it. Okay, so, people are here seeking out people like us who are putting their journey out there on social media. Okay, so we've got to find these people because you can do a much better job at finding them than they can do at finding you. So in order to find the people, you have to be able to identify who your people are. You have to have a super specific niche with a super specific problem, or a handful of problems that you can help them because you've been there and can totally relate. That's a whole different training. We're not going to get into that, but you can search about that, narrowing down your niche market, and definitely do that. So before you let those self-limiting beliefs creep in, like who would want to follow me though? Like I'm influencer. I don't have much to share. I don't have the life she has, blah, blah, blah. You are wrong. You have a story. You have a niche. There are many people who need you, and there are endless ways you can add value to others' lives and give in order to lift others up. And it is your job to find them and have a positive influence on them. And in doing so, you will grow. You will become a leader. You'll become an influencer, and you'll become a success. Greatness is not about what you have. It's about what you give. So it doesn't matter if you feel inferior or not good enough to become a social media influencer. You are. And it's all about what you give, what you share. Okay, so let's dig in and let's learn how to find these people. I have to text my husband and ask him to bring me my computer charger real quick. Hey, Ian, can you bring me my computer charger? Okay. Good thing these walls are paper thin because he heard me. Okay. So we're going to kind of go from super easy peasy, everyone can start doing this immediately, to more challenging and complex. Okay. So step one. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Do you see a wall outlet somewhere by chance? Anywhere near me? I don't know that they put outlets in closets. So, step one, go to your super close loved ones and friends who you know, like, they're not going to be coaches. They have no interest in, this business, and dig into their friends lists. Okay. One of the first things that I did when I signed up as a coach was I went to my husband's friends list and I started friend requesting all the people that made sense for me to friend request. Now, he did tell me, he's like, I know what you're doing. Don't go friend requesting all my colleagues and business people, but have at it. And I did. And pretty much every girl that he went to high school with has been in my challenge groups at some point. So go to your loved ones' friend request list and request those people that look like they would be part of your niche, that makes sense for you. That's the closest one? Okay, well, you guys, I'm gonna have to move to the bathtub. Hold on. We're moving closer to the outlet. All right, here we go. And now I'm on the bathroom floor. Okay, there we go. Okay, and you can do the same thing with cousins, sisters, brothers, friends, and then guess what? You find your niche market in their friends list, and then you go to those niche market friends and look at their friends list. So you even dig a little bit deeper, okay? So that's like a whole vortex of finding your niche market people that's going to keep you busy for a long, long, long time. Okay, and don't get so caught up where you're just like, oh my gosh, I have to go through their whole entire friends list and friend request the world today. You wanna not go crazy, because Facebook doesn't like when you're spouting out 20, 30, 40 friend requests. Keep it to 10 a day, but write down the person's name whose friends list you're searching. Keep that on your power hour sheet, and just know the next day after you shoot out those 10 friend requests, you're gonna go back to that friends list and find 10 more. Okay, and when that one's dried up, you're going to find someone else and do the same thing again. And this is going to, like I said, set you up for a long time of niche market people. And now a funny story is Jessica Harper, I'm sure you guys know her from our team. One of the reasons why she found me is because Ian was tagged in one of my videos. And because my profile was public, his friend from high school saw this video of us working out that he was tagged in. And then his friend from high school showed his wife, Jess Harper. And Jess Harper was like, how are they working out at home? Let me message this girl. And boom, that's how it all intertwines, Always be expanding your market. And one of the also simple things that you can do is make your profile public. I meant to say that in the beginning. Okay, so step one, besties. Step two, interest groups, fan pages, and events on Facebook. When you've nailed down your niche and honed in on your color wheel, you'll be able to identify Facebook groups, fan pages, and even events where people are hanging out, where your niche market is hanging out. okay? This can be big like pages, people, places, or places people are checking in. You can even think local. For example, we just moved back to Florida, obviously. My birthday is on St. Patrick's Day, so back in the day, one of the places that I used to go to celebrate my birthday was O'Keefe's. They always had this huge St. Patrick's Day celebration. So I went to their Facebook page. I looked at all their events, their St. Patrick's Day events, which there's a ton, and I found some niche market people going to those events because I know they're local. They like to celebrate St. Patrick's Day, which ultimately, obviously, they're celebrating my birthday. And so I just connect with those people. Okay, so you can even find local people through events on pages. And think about even like non-chain spots. If there's like a little boutique you like in your area, something like that, you know, find those places and find your people locally. Number 3, you can form your own community group. Okay, lots of coaches run free clean eating groups each month, and it's easy to set those up, and we all have templates, and they basically run themselves, and that's great. A lot of people need that education. It's a great way to offer free value, but how can you stand out a little more? Okay, how can you just not be another coach running a free 7-day clean group? So what kind of spins or twists can you add to your free group, your community group, that really talk to your niche market people? Okay, so run free groups that you're passionate about, that fulfill a need for you and your niche market. And it might take a little work planning it out, but ultimately you're helping yourself in order to help others. Okay, so are you working to solve a problem your niche has so that you can consistently add free value? I challenge you to not only just run a free group each month, but to create a community for those people joining so that you can add value and keep them engaged with you, and with you positioned as the leader. Okay, so, you know, I do a lot of free fitness challenges. For me, I'll be honest, it's become crazy easy for me, too easy for me. And I need to get out of that little box of we're doing a free 5-day fitness challenge. So I thought to myself, what are some areas that I could really use some pushing or some support in? And I thought, okay, so 5-day meal prep. Stuff that's cheap, easy, grab and go, because I've literally eaten the same thing the whole time I've been doing 80-day obsession. A compliments challenge. I want to be one of those people that can give compliments easily. Okay, but since I'm so intimidated and introverted, I don't even make eye contact with others. I would love to change that and be able to walk up to someone and be like, you look beautiful today. I just thought I should tell you that. Or I love your lipstick, or nice blouse. So running a 5-day compliments challenge where we all have to compliment a stranger at least once a day. You know, a black coffee challenge. Go from the dessert drinking coffee person to someone who can enjoy black coffee. The 5-day holistic anti-aging tips and tricks challenge, because I'm turning 34 and I want to know how to make this not turn 34. So things that stand out to you. And also, once you're building your community, like, you can even let the members stand out. Like, maybe somebody already has like this whole niche and research and all sorts of stuff they would love to share. Let them, let other people chime in and share and get the conversations going within your community group. It doesn't just have to be fitness, invite to a challenge group. Fitness. You want to build a community that's engaged. Okay, so make a list of ways you can add value to your community, different challenges you could do with them, map out the next couple of months. And you guys, it can be off the whim. You could just pop in and just say, hey, today, let's go do this. Who's with me? Just to keep things engaged with those people. Plus, this is the perfect thing to fall back on when people say no to a challenge pack or a challenge group invite. Then you can come back and say, hey, totally get it. Timing's not right. Why don't you tell me a good time to follow up with you? And for the time being, can I plug you into my free community group? I think you'll love it. We do all sorts of health and wellness challenges. We share all kinds of tips just to stay on track. you know, and then you're still there with them. You're still their coach and their brain. You know what I mean? So create your own community. And you can always ask members to invite their friends and family too. The more, the merrier. Expand your market through referrals. Okay, and then plus, as new people are requesting your community group, guess what? That little list on your Power Hour, the checkbox on your Power Hour where you have to start new conversations, those people requesting access to your group, you're just like, start a new conversation with them. Hey, I saw you requested access to my yada, yada, yada community group. You know, tell me about yourself. What kind of health and fitness journey are you on? Or what does your lifestyle look like right now? Starting new conversations. Okay, number 4, paid ads. So this one is the more complex one of the Facebook market expansion topics. So let me just adjust my back real quick before my whole entire lower body goes numb. I can honestly say that investing in Facebook ads for my like page has been huge for my business, but I don't recommend it for the majority of coaches, especially if you're new and don't have time or funds to commit to your business beyond just your Power Hour, your workouts, and your personal development. Okay, so I'm going to get into it a little bit more, and I have different options. Listen up. So there are 2 main types of ads that I would suggest. There are like ads, basically trying to get people to like your business page. And then there are free group or freemium ads where you're trying to collect leads by offering something free. And you can run ads to have people like your page, and you can build your very own big community, your following, your tribe, but you have to be aware that it is a job to keep your page relevant and interactive, and it costs to get quality likers. Facebook continues to make it challenging for business pages to stay in the news feed. So it does take a lot of creativity and work to do so, although it is really rewarding and makes life, you know, I won't say easier because it's a different kind of work, but you know, your Power Hour looks a lot different when you have people coming to you all the time, but you have to put a lot more effort and funds and, you know, thought into content and ads, and then, you know, relationship building and all that whole side of thing is still there too. So, you know, that is one way you can do things. And I have to tell you, I love having a large like page. I love being a constant resource and influence on my followers. You know, only about half of them are actually niche people because I had no clue what I was doing initially. And I gambled a lot of dollars away. And that is something you have to be willing to do. It's always a gamble running an ad. You never know how it's going to turn out. But it can be a ton of fun, okay? Although it is still work. So it does remove that constant need to, who am I going to friend request? How am I going to expand my market? How am I going to do that? Because you're paying to have it done for you. But it does add time and work in different areas. So here's what I suggest. We all have the ability to add 5,000 friends on our personal Facebook pages. I'm not even there yet. I think I'm in the 3,000s or something like that. So I highly recommend to continue running your business and doing relationship building on your personal page instead of trying to grow a big like page. I think it is a mistake when new coaches, they sign up, they immediately get a business page, a like page, and then they start posting on their business page and sharing it to their personal page. It's confusing, you know? So I think stick with your personal page. I would recommend option number 2 for the majority of coaches. If you guys do want to do ads, run ads, here's what I would recommend. Do create a business page and put some of your best content over there, okay? But listen, it has to be good branded content. It has to be vibrant and attractive, or this will not work. And your business page cannot scream just another Beachbody coach. It has to be very niche, very you. I recommend a professional profile picture and some kind of professional cover photo. I'm not saying you have to spend tons of money to get them done. Fiverr, you can get one done for $5, but put thought into it, okay? Next, you would put together some sort of free event, freemium that would solve a problem and speak directly to your niche. It could be a challenge, it could be an event, it can be a live training, it could be a PDF, any kind of freemium, and I'll go more into those in a little bit further down the line. Okay, so you have a business page now. It's pretty. It screams you and your passions. You know exactly what problem you'd like to solve for your niche at this point in time, and you've created free content that they're gonna freaking love, and they want to get their hands on it. So the fourth step would be go live on your business page, creating hype about this freebie that you have coming up. Okay, keep the video short and sweet, but build that hype and excitement so that people will follow through with your call to action and get their hands on your content. Okay, step 5, you want to have a call to action. Okay, you have to plan out your funnel system that will not get you flagged for spamming per Facebook rules, but will leave you with loads of emails and new friend requests. And you guys, like I said, this is the most complex part of expanding your market on Facebook. This is not something anyone has to do. It's just, I get a lot of questions about ads. I know a lot of people are in a place where they're like, oh, I want to do it. So, and it is a huge way to expand your market. And it does just take a lot of failing forward and learning, but don't feel stressed out if you're like, I don't know what she's talking about. Don't feel stressed out about it. Okay, so you would have a call to action, okay? However you want to plan out your funnel system that will leave you with lots of emails and friend requests. Okay, so you could either say, join this Facebook event to learn more about my XYZ free group, or drop your email below, or send me a message with your email, etc. Okay, there are different types of ads where you could lead people to an event, you direct them to Messenger, or you can get them to leave their email below. Now you have to be careful because Facebook doesn't like comment baiting. So if you're asking people directly and putting it in your text to comment below or tag someone or they might bury your post. So you just have to be careful and you have to get creative with it. Okay, so personally, I like creating Facebook events for everything, not even landing pages anymore so much, just because Facebook likes Facebook links. And so if you create an event for your upcoming freebie, then you can use that link. People can get into the event. You can see all of the members. And then within the event, you can start collecting their emails, getting to know them, relationship building with them, and then from the event, funnel them into your actual free group. But you do want to get their email first. And I'm going to talk about that in just a second. So if you do an event, like I suggest, I would just put a call to action in there in the event that directs them to fill out some kind of Google form or even landing page that gives their email, some of the things that they're excited about. I don't know, get to know them a little bit more, and then you'll have their email. Okay. The reason is because when you're working through your business page, all of these people who are interested in your freebie you have coming up, you're going to want to start friend requesting them, and you're going to want to start messaging them all, and you're going to be so excited. But if you do that at an intense rate, Facebook's going to be like, nope, you're spamming, and they're going to take away your right to message, and they're going to take away your right to send people friend requests. So you have to get creative. And if you have people's emails, then you can email them and you can talk with them that way. You can tell them, here's how you're going to access my group. Make sure you send me a friend request so you're not the one doing all the messaging and requesting. They are. So you can't be marked as spam. Okay. So I'm just going to briefly go over ad tools real quick, and then we're going to move on. Like page training would be like 6 hours long. So through the ads tool, on your business page, you can create a super duper niche audience through the Audience Insights tab, a really specific market of people. You can type in the interest box any kind of hobbies, interests, pages that your niche would love, and you'd want to keep that audience somewhere under 1 million, but you want to get super duper specific, which is why it's also, again, so important to know who you want to talk to know who your ideal customer is, what she needs, what she loves, what she wants. And this is a complex process. It's not guaranteed that your audience will even give a crap about what you're trying to share. So it's always a gamble, but it's more than worth it when it does pan out. So just don't get too emotionally attached to it all if you do decide to go this route. Okay, so once you've created a couple of audiences, you feel like, oh, this is where my niche would be, then you boost your live video directing people to your free event on Facebook, and you target your new audience. Okay, so for example, my current free group, I have a booty boot camp. It's collecting about 65 emails a day, and I'm having them friend request me and request access to my community group. I spent $75 to promote it for 5 days, and if I can convert 2 of those 325 on average people to buy a challenge pack, then I've made my money back, okay? So it's worth it, right? But I have to tell you, my ads don't always pan out like this. It's always not this effective. And the reason why it is effective this time is because I've earned influence with consistency and adding free value over the past couple of years. But you do have to start somewhere. Okay, let's see. And then I've got a couple more tips for you guys. When you're thinking about doing ads, always lead with free. You're going to collect a lot more leads, get a lot more likes if you're adding free value than if you're trying to put out a challenge group that people have to pay for. I know we get so passionate about what we have to offer, and we're just like, you're crazy not to want to sign up for this. It's only $160. But you're going to get a lot more leads and a lot more new conversations going with free value. Okay, choose between likes versus leads. It's different. Okay, if you want people to come and like your page and build a big like page, then you can do that through ads where you're just attracting people like, hey, you want to come like my page because this is what I've got going on over here. Or you can go for leads where you're solving a specific problem for those people and they are interested in getting their hands on your content. Raw live posts always win, but you always have to play with it. Don't comment bait. Collect emails to avoid being marked as spam. And then stay educated on different algorithm updates. My husband nerds out on that stuff. So he's always telling me, hey, did you hear the latest about Facebook algorithms? So he helps me in that. But you can usually Google it, and there's always updates about what Facebook likes and dislikes. Okay, so sorry if that was just like, whoa, but let's move on. Maybe I should do a more intricate ad training. But honestly, I feel like it's so much failing forward and gambling, you guys. Like there is no perfect and grow like page. So now we're going to think about Instagram expansion. The Instagram Explorer page is a quick and powerful tool to help you find niche market people with Instagram doing all the work. And you just show up to engage, okay? It takes a little bit of time to get there. If you're liking and commenting on other Beachbody coach posts and profiles, then your Explore page will be filled with other Beachbody coaches. But when you spend time finding and engaging with your niche, then the Explore page will be filled with your niche. How cool is that? So you just show up and engage with those people. Okay, so choose wisely, Jody. Choose wisely when you're scrolling and showing love on different posts. Not that any of us aimlessly scroll, but choose wisely. What do you want populated in your Explore page? Go find those people. Okay, big niche accounts. You can find big brands, big people who are a lot like you, who your ideal customer would love to follow. Okay, you want to count with a large following and lots of engagement. So what I do when I find these accounts is, first of all, I take notes. I'm like, what are they talking about? What kind of questions are they asking? How can I duplicate this? And then I target their following, okay? Dig into the comments, start responding to people's comments, follow those people. You know, if you respond to one of their comments and then follow them, that's 2 notifications they're gonna get from you back to back. And they're gonna be like, who is this person? Let me go check their page out. You know, this has a ton to do with engaging. So once you've engaged, you found a couple niche market people in the comments, you responded to those comments, then you can go to that big page's followers, okay, and go through their followers list and see if you can find niche market people there. And then same as what we did on Facebook in number 1 is, once you find niche market people, you're like, this person rocks. I would love to have this person on my team. Go into their following and their followers and search for more niche people there. It's always this vortex, this funnel of like, ooh, niche market, niche market, niche market, niche, and it just keeps going, okay? Okay, next, use niche hashtags. You want to sit down and really think about this, okay? Think about your main interests from your color wheel, and then dig into Instagram to come up with a list of 20 to 30 hashtags that are relevant to that interest, making sure these hashtags are not A, already inundated by Beachbody coaches, and B, already so big that your post will never stand a chance. So for example, oh, sorry, Christina. Yes, like big influencer accounts. Brittany, the color wheel. Oh, okay. I'll have to share it after this is over because I keep referring to it. The color wheel, it's basically just a really simple way to identify traits that you want to share on social media. And it's pretty. So, for example, some of the hashtag groups that I have are mom life. So I have a whole slew of hashtags about mom life. Dessert, because when I share about Shakeology, I'm not going to share about Shakeology. I'm going to share about how it tastes like dessert. I was vegan for like 3 whole months, so I have a whole hashtag list about vegan. You know, makeup, fitness, kids, Disney. You do have to sit down, and it takes time to find hashtags that are filled with your niche, that are not overpopulated with Beachbody coaches, and that have a good following to plug into. But it is worth it once you nail down these tags for your different interest lists. And another thing that you can do to find niche market people is geotagging. You know, it goes back to searching events like on Facebook. You can use geotagging to find people near you, okay? And to help other people near you find you. So I'm tagging Tampa all over the place. Since we just got here, I'm like, I want all the Tampa people to find me. You know, and so you can search geotags anywhere and find local shops, local events, local people, niche market people in those areas. Okay, IG ads. These are a lot less complex than Facebook ads, but still a gamble. So similar to Facebook, you can run Instagram ads for upcoming learn more opportunities or free groups. Personally, I always find it most effective to lead with free. You know, so lately I've had better luck sharing a post on my Instagram and then promoting it right from Instagram and letting Instagram automatically generate the audience based on my current following. This is a message or a method that I learned from Catherine Cowan. So holler, Catherine. So you basically just, you put a post together, you know, something with some kind of call to action. What are you offering? What do you want people to do? How are you helping them? You promote it. You choose get more website visits. You enter in the Facebook event or group that you're directing people to. You choose learn more as the button, enter your budget, and boom, you're done. And there it goes out on Instagram and Instagram will do kind of a lookalike audience. It will go through and see what your following looks like, who those people are, and then it will put the ad out to other people who are like your audience. So you do have to make sure your profile is ready to be seen, though. Your picture, your biography, recent posts, because people are going to come and check you out before they sign up for anything. And then from there, you can go back to the collecting their emails, writing down their emails, their Instagram handles. It's kind of weird on Instagram because it's like a lot of people don't even use their real name. It's like, who are you? But their IG handles, their emails, and then you start building relationships and pulling them off of Instagram into your, hopefully, your Facebook event page or community group. Okay, next, freemiums. I've had so much fun with this, creating freemiums. It seems like it's like, whoa, that's like so professional, a freemium. What does that even mean? It's a powerful tool, okay? And it's really simple and easy. Like, people just don't, like, I don't want to say they just don't know stuff, but so many people, they just don't know stuff. And, you know, us being in the health and fitness industry, we know a lot of stuff. And there's so much we can share, like some freemiums that I have done that were really good were my top 10 tips for toning up. And I literally, it was nothing crazy. I just made a list of 10 things that I do, that I know I do regularly when I'm trying to be healthy, you know, and I branded it top 10 tips for toning up. And I made a pretty, well, I didn't make the pretty PDF, but we put together a pretty PDF, and boom, freemium. Who wants to download my free top 10 tips for toning up PDF? Email, let's go. Freemium. Okay, another one I did was favorite clean food swaps. People don't know what clean eating is. So they want to know, okay, well, I would love to know what I could swap it for. So here's my favorite clean eating food swaps. Here's PDF. Just send me your email. I'll shoot it over to you. Another one I did, I put together a miracle morning for a busy mama. You know, I read the Miracle Morning book. I love it. I'm addicted to waking up at 5 a.m. now and working in my closet for 2 hours. And I put together, I just kind of restructured it, a miracle morning for a busy mom. I incorporated yoga. And I was like, hey, if you don't know yoga, I've got a yoga studio for you to try out. You can do it online. Super easy. Give me your email. I'll shoot you over my Miracle Morning for the Busy Mama PDF. Okay, don't overthink it. Like, the simplicity of adding value to others, there's so much, okay? 10 simple ways to drink more water. 5 things to do when your bananas are getting too ripe. You know, your favorite grab and go recipes. Why you need to sweat it. Like, you can just keep going and going and going with wildly simple tips on how to support and simplify life for your niche market. Then use Canva, whip up a PDF, or get on Fiverr and pay someone $5 to whip up a PDF for you. And then boom, you've got this freemium, and you can run an ad for it, or you could put it out there. You know, tell people to, well, that's comment baiting. Trying to get people to share your PDF, tag a friend who needs the freemium. It's a great way to expand your branded content that leads people back to you. Okay, easy way to collect emails and get more eyes on your social media. And so, you know, what I've shared so far, it's really, really heavy on engaging, getting emails, engaging, and getting emails, because that's how you're going to consistently be getting more eyes on you, okay? In doing all of this, right? In friend requesting your besties, in friend requesting people in community groups and events, and trying out ads, and being all over Instagram, and engaging on other people's social media, responding to comments, you know, taking time to go to people who you know would make amazing coaches, and leaving your mark on their social media, letting them know you're thinking about them, engaging, okay? You are getting more eyes on you. Okay, you're building an email list, which is a huge deal. You're expanding your network on your personal page and potentially a business page and your Instagram. You're widening your reach with free content and value, which also gets tons of conversations started from your posts. Okay, and you guys, it gets real easy to dig right in to the tell me about your health and fitness goals when you have a freemium that's relevant to health and fitness, right? Okay, you're expanding this whole community group that you can put together where you're already the coach in their eyes and you're building so much more trust with these people. Okay, you're getting more eyes on you. You are in turn engaging with more people as you grow and expand. And the more engagement you give, the more engagement you're going to receive. So the more you do this, just like with anything else, the compound effect just gets bigger and bigger and bigger. Okay, so some quick pro tips. Make your profile public. The more engagement you give, the more you receive. Pay attention to the rules that Facebook has and follow them. Oh, put together engagement pods. Okay, if you guys aren't in an engagement pod, that would be a big step. That's basically just a message thread of, a group of people. And every time you post something on Facebook or Instagram where you're like, I want this post to be seen, I want this post to be named as relevant through the eyes of the social media gurus, you go to your engagement pod and you tell them, hey, go leave some love on my post. And their job is to hop over to your post, comment on it, and like it. Because the more engagement you get on your post in the first 15-ish minutes, the more relevant your post is going to be, the more eyes you're going to get on your post. I see some questions popping up. Christina, how do you keep track of all these people? So for me, I have, I use Streak. I import, when I collect emails, I always import them into Streak. And so I just have everyone in categories and funneling systems in Streak. And then I use a lot of pen and paper for really, really strong leads. People who are like, oh, yes, I want to learn more about coaching, or I really want to join your challenge group. I keep those people in the forefront on my agenda. And then last part of expanding your market is engaging. So you have to engage too. If you're not engaging on social media, then social media isn't going to give you any engagement. That was the biggest mistake I was making on my Instagram, was I was posting and I was adding to my stories and I was not taking the time to talk to or comment or respond to anyone because it just wasn't part of my power hour. And since doing that, my engagement has gone up a ton. Okay, and then the last way that you can expand your market, live meetups, you guys. You can do live meetups. And I'll be honest with you, this is an area, this is becoming more and more effective for us as coaches to expand our networks locally. For me, it's terrifying. And it has been on my to-do list for over 3 years. And that is embarrassing. Like literally every year, I've told myself I'm going to start doing live meetups. And I never do because it makes me uncomfortable. I have yet to host even one and I'm ashamed. However, there are, yeah, right, Laura, there are a handful of ladies on my team who are just rocking their local meetups. I know Javen's doing her first one. She's just going for it. She's biting the bullet. She's doing it with some of her local coaches. And it's so beneficial, not only for your business, but local market expansion, local influence. And it's amazing for social media, right? It's good content to share. So you can market your live event through Facebook events, through using geotags on Instagram, using geotags on stories. You can do it through the Nextdoor app. There you are, Allie. Like, where's Allie Tessitore at? Meetup Queen. You want to make sure, I'm sure there's like different ways that you have to do it, different steps you have to take to be in compliance with it all. So obviously you want to look into the FAQs for that, but you can have so much fun with it. What kind of meetup would your niche market like? Again, going back to your niche, running club, sandy toes and squats, beer and burpees, yoga at Fabletics in the mall. You can get creative, check out other local fitness events, get some ideas, and then take action. okay? And collect all of their emails before they're allowed to join your meetup. What happens at these? Anything can happen at a meetup. It can be a workout. It can be, just some sort of educational training regarding health and fitness. It depends on what you want to solve for your market, really. I promise I'm hosting my very first live event this year in the Citrus Park area once we're in our new house. There, I said it. Vomit, vomit, vomit. So keep me accountable. Okay. Call to action here. Wrapping it up. You've got to get comfortable with getting uncomfortable. You don't have to do all of this. Okay. This is just 10 different ways you can expand your market. Some of them are so freaking easy, and some of them are super duper complex. You don't have to do them all. Choose which ones you want to do, but definitely do expand your market every single day, okay? Include that in your power hour 100%, and just know, even after you sent the friend request, even after someone's followed you or accepted, you've not expanded your market until you talk to them, until you engage with them, your new friends, your new followers. So this little last picture here, I was terrified of Jenna and Javen. I friend requested them both within the same time period. And I remember looking at their profile pictures and being like, oh my God, they're so pretty. Look at their families and their profile pictures and their Facebook pages, friend requests. Oh my gosh, what if they accept? That means I'm going to have to message them. I'm terrified. And now they're two of my favorite people ever. Like, I can't imagine a day goes by without Jenna and Javen popping in, And that same thing goes with all of the people on my team, like, if I had not been expanding my market, I would not be connected with any of these people. And that breaks my heart, because I would be one lonely hermit if I didn't have this. So, okay, don't let fear hold you back. Don't make assumptions about what people need or don't need. Simply find your people, add value, invite to your different events, your different challenges. If they say no, that's okay. Keep going, okay? So in our Dynasty Gather group, the post that Brittany shared, where she shared the link for this call, the image with my face on it, in the comments on there, I want you guys to share one way you're going to get uncomfortable, okay, with trying something new to expand your market. I've already said mine. I'm going to do a live meetup. So you share yours too. Anybody have any questions? It's 9:54. Any questions at all? Look, I literally presented right by the toilet. Classy.
That was so good. You guys, do you have any questions? I mean, we have maybe just like 2 minutes or so, but do you guys have any questions? What kind of notes did you take? What do you want to pick Nicolette's brain on? Just super quick. What do you need clarification on? This is sort of your chance. So we will look. Do you have tutorials on Instagram?
What kind of tutorials?
Christina, what do you mean by that? And we'll come back to yours. If you were to start, do you suggest Facebook or Instagram ads?
I would say Instagram. I would say not starting with ads. But
yeah.
If you're to the point where you're like, you know what, I want to dabble in that, then I would start with Instagram. I think that Instagram is being a lot more of a team player than Facebook is right now.
Yeah, I totally agree. Christina was just saying she's a newbie. If I could interject, Christina, there was actually a very recent National Wake Up Call on Instagram, and as well as a tutorial on Instagram in the Beachbody Champions page. I think those would be probably the go-to resources for just someone that's brand new. So check out those resources first. Okay, somebody wanted to know, okay, I think Kate, she wanted to know what was comment baiting.
Oh, so comment baiting is when you're like, hey, if you love donuts, drop a gift below. That's basically you're just doing really like cheap, lame, not lame because they're fun, but like really posts simply for the act of getting a bunch of comments below,
Yeah.
you know, hoping to up your engagement on Facebook. So now they're not going to give you any more engagement for that. They're going to take engagement away from you.
Yeah. Okay. And then Brittany wants to know, once you have their email, do you send them emails regularly?
I don't, but I should. I need to come up with a better email flow or system, but I do check in with them. And anytime I do have another free this or that coming up, or if I'm in a place where I'm like, you know, I haven't mentioned a challenge group to that certain group of people in a little bit, then I'll go back and I'll reintroduce a challenge group or whatever free group that I have coming up.
Yeah. Okay. Liz asks, okay, if your niche involves a very personal struggle, how do you share it without offending people or making them uncomfortable?
I mean, that's tough, but you have to share, you know, it's something that you have to put out there. I obviously don't know what the struggle is. But nobody's going to see or know about it if we don't talk about it. So if it's something that you know for sure you want to help people with and a part of your story that you can use to encourage and inspire, then you just have to, I think just sitting down and talking it out with yourself, maybe even recording yourself and listening to the playback and taking notes on what you're saying and figuring out what's the best way that I could share about this, you know, in a positive way.
Yeah, I think so too. You guys, I'm sifting through. Any other?
Yeah, Javen, that's a good point.
Okay, could you talk about how you found your niche and are confident in your niche?
I mean, my niche, we're all just a little bit of a mess. And we're all heavily health and fitness oriented. Like we love, you know, to jump around, get on our workouts. Most of us are moms. Like Javen, she's like the only one that's not a mom, but she's an elementary school teacher. She's such a mama bear. So, I mean, I don't know. I had this visual of my people from the get-go. And I mean, if you look at my team, we're all kind of like, we all are very similar. So it just kind of happens when you're consistently you're trying to find your niche person. It just kind of happens when you're really focused on it like that.
Totally. And, you know, there are like various exercises too that you can find, like just for free. If you just Google them, I know Marie Forleo used to have one. We talk a lot in the coaching world about like your customer avatar. It's kind of like all these questions like, a lot of times people think that your niche market is either who you are or who you used to be. So it's like asking questions like, where do you like, is some stuff is very surface. Like, where do you like to shop? What do you like to search for on Pinterest? What do you do in your free time? Like, where do you go on date night with your husband? Those kinds of things will help you get more familiar with what the person is like that you're trying to help. So it's just, I think a lot of introspection and a lot of just thinking on, it's kind of like the hashtag thing, you know, like thinking like, okay, what is my person hashtagging? What do they care about? It just takes a little bit of thought and some practice, I think. Okay. Any other questions, you guys? We got to wrap this up. It's 10 o'clock, but I want to make sure everybody got their questions in while Nicolette is here. You know, I just kind of wanted to just kind of close out with you and just say, you know, market expansion, you said this a lot, but I want to drive it home, especially for those of you who are new and maybe even feeling timid. In order to expand your market, it has to be easy for people to find you. And people have to be able to find you, and then they have to be able to contact you. So if you've got your page on lockdown, you don't have your email anywhere, you barely show up, then you're not going to have a market that's growing, you know, versus the person who imperfectly shows up, they have their email listed, they've got their profile public, they become someone who is easy to get to know on social media because they're sharing their life. That's the person that's going to grow and grow and grow an audience, even though they don't always know exactly what they're doing. You know, like I can speak probably for Nicolette and for myself, like over the years, a lot of this stuff, you guys, you just kind of figure it out as you go. You just learn, you watch other people, and you watch, like Nicolette was referring to, other like powerful Instagram accounts, like just like sort of being a student and studying, like, okay, like what kind of wording is she using to get more engagement on her post, or what kind of comments is she doing? It's just always learning and trying to be a sponge. And market expansion is about that. It's like, why would somebody want to follow you? No, not because you're a celebrity, not because you're Instagram famous, but it's because you are probably relatable and because you offer some kind of value to them. That's what matters the most. So don't, again, like what Nicolette was saying about the freemiums, about the freebie stuff, don't make this into some big thing where you have to be super professional and know all this stuff about Facebook marketing or Instagram marketing. You simply just have to be someone that's easy to get to know, and somebody that makes the effort, like Nicolette has, like so many of you guys have, make the effort to get to know other people on social media and start to develop that interaction. The more you're interacting with people, the more other people will interact with you, and it just kind of grows and grows and grows. You did awesome, Nicolette. From the closet, then the bathroom, and Ian saved the day with the power cord. It's just awesome. So I appreciate your commitment on all levels, but I really appreciate you being willing to just share, even the stuff that can be a little more complicated. I think it's important to be transparent, and I appreciate that part of it. So I think this is a really valuable call. I already posted the call to action prompt in our Dynasty United Gather page. So I really hope you guys take that seriously, and I'm going to do the same thing. And we just kind of take that as an opportunity to stretch our wings a little bit and grow and do something uncomfortable. But market expansion, you're so right. You hit it on the head like a million times. It is important for business, but it is also a huge piece of blessing in our life, because it's so true. And not to be super cheesy, but without that intention and that commitment to market expansion, we wouldn't have the type of people that we have in our life, and we wouldn't have those relationships that really encourage us, or we wouldn't have that connection with the people who join our team or join our challenge groups, who then become really great friends, and then they pay it forward, and they pay it forward, and they pay it forward, and it trickles down for many, 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 many people. So it's important stuff that we do, although a lot of times it can feel like Facebook and workouts. It is a lot bigger than that. And so I appreciate just, honestly, your expertise just from trial and error, and just your willingness to share. So you guys, post your call to actions, post your takeaways. Thank Nicolette for all of her knowledge and for sharing. And we will see you guys next week. Keisha Fitzgerald is actually presenting on our call next week. She's all about the part-time hustle. She's all about fitting in the work that we do, basically part-time, so that you can manage time management in a different way. A lot of times people feel a little intimidated by not being able to work as coaches full-time, and they feel like that limits their success, and that couldn't be further from the truth. So I hope you will join us next week. It's going to be super fun. You'll get to know Keisha a little bit better. She's got a really fun, bubbly, fiery personality, and time management. Her perspective is really, really, really helpful. So I'm excited to basically just introduce some of you guys to her. I know a lot of you probably have seen her speak a few times in different platforms. So I know you guys will be excited, those of you who have heard them. So you guys have a really great weekend. I will look for your post in the Dynasty United Gather group, and we will see you guys here next week. Bye, everybody.